So we're going to be reading from our little book, I've Got to Talk to Somebody, God, A Woman's Conversations with God by Marjorie Holmes. I tried this earlier and these devotions take so much prayer and just, if God is not moving into, giving me the interpretations and giving me what I need, I can't do this without him. So I was just like, okay, I had to stop. I had to go pray some more. And it's a little harder on the weekends because James is here and Buster's here. There's stuff going on, and it's a little bit harder on the weekends to get Mondays. But God can still move. And so I've been praying. I feel his presence. I feel him. And I'm just going to believe that he's going to move. He's going to move in this one. So if you have this little book, we're going to be turning back to, it don't really have a page number. I guess it would be page 115. And the title of it is Companion. And so let's just get started and see how God's going to move. The Lord is my friend and my companion. How can I ever be lonely so long as he is with me? He walks along a country road with me and opens my senses to loveliness never noticed before. The glitter of the gravel beneath my feet, a tangle of sun-sweet grasses, a dust-colored toad, all remarkable and fresh. He accompanies me along the busy streets. The shop windows are newly enticing. The lights dance more brightly upon the pavements. I realize the fragrance of a hot dog stand, the evening paper, the spicy tang of carnations from a vendor's cart. The crowds don't overwhelm me. I can look into their passing faces and briefly, joyously know them, for the Lord is within them too. I can go to a party where all are strangers, yet I'm happy and at ease, for my Lord is also there. I can come home to an empty place, a silent place, yet the Lord enters the room with me and fills it. I will not hide within the Lord, for I am in the world and of it, and his warm, living people are dear. Yet other friends, other companions he will send me in abundance so long as I keep him near. And whenever others fail me or my spirit needs escape, I can turn to the Lord and be at peace. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. And he is ever present with us. There's not a place that we go. There's not anything that we do that he's not with us and sees all. And this kind of goes along with something I had said earlier in a different vlog about I try to present myself at all times as if he is physically with me, because he is. And whatever I'm watching, if nobody's at home, whatever I'm listening to, if nobody's at home that would even know, he knows. And I don't want anything that would be on the TV that if Jesus stopped by for a visit and he walked in, that he would be offended, because he is ever present with us. And I try to remember that in my daily living and what I do and what I say, where I go, because he's with me and he sees all. And I never want to bring shame to him, and I never want to do anything that I would not be comfortable doing if he was physically with me. Does that make sense to y'all? I mean, it makes sense to me. That's how I work things out, And I just love this, that when you have companionship with God, when you're in relationship with God, he does make you see more beauty. Just like she was talking about when he walks along the country road with her and opens her senses to the loveliness that she never noticed before. And that's what it's like when you're in a relationship with God. He opens your senses and you start seeing the loveliness that you never seen before. When you encounter people, you can start seeing the goodness in them that maybe you would not have recognized otherwise. And he is a constant companion, and we are never, ever alone. He is with us all the time. He's there. We can talk to him. We can feel him. We can be in his presence at all times. And I love that, because there was a time in my life, not so long ago, that the Lord kind of removed everything and everyone from my life temporarily. I didn't understand it at the time, but I was basically alone a lot, like the majority of my life, with the exception of the time I was literally at work. Before I went to work and when I came home from work, I was alone. There was no one around me. And I didn't understand why that was happening. I can look back now and see why. Because God had to remove stuff and people from my life so he could get that time with me to begin to grow me and change me. And that, looking back, I can see that was what was going on. But at the time, I didn't understand it. But I can also look back and see that I was never alone. He was with me. And whatever I did, the time that I was in the house, the times I would go to bed, just and feeling so alone, missing people, I was never alone, because he was there. He was my constant companion. And in that time, I grew so much, and he taught me so much. So maybe you're in that place right now where it feels like he's removed everything and everyone from your life, and you're not really understanding what's going on, what's happening, because that's where I was. I couldn't understand, why was this happening? It was because he was using that time to grow me and to let me know that he is my constant companion. And that time and that situation has brought me to where I am today. And I would not change a thing. Even though I was hurting, even though I was filled with, I didn't understand why, I knew I could trust him. And I began to have devoted prayer time, devoted time in my Bible, and he just began to do a work in me. And I can truthfully tell you, I would not have it any other way. Knowing then what I know now is what I was going to say. I would not change it. It's been the greatest blessing in my life. So if you're maybe in that time, maybe he's got you there, embrace it, learn what he's trying to teach you. I'm so glad that I took the time and I learned what he was trying to do, because had it not been for that time, I would not be where I am right now. And even though I felt like I had lost everything, he actually restored to me more and better than before. So he blessed me all the way around. He blessed me abundantly, because not only do I have a true loving relationship, a constant companion with him, but he also restored better and more than I ever lost. And so it's a win-win with God. It's a win-win with God. You can't outgive God. You can't outlove God. It's a win-win. And I'm so thankful for him. Not that I only want him for what he can do for me. I don't mean that at all, because he does so much for me. I just mean, you just can't outgive God and you can't outlove God. He's just amazing. So, wow, this is a good one. They all are, though. And he does open our senses up to the loveliness that we never noticed before. And you will start to see the good in people that otherwise you wouldn't have seen. And you'll start seeing the good in you that maybe people tried to tell you wasn't there. And yeah, wow. I love this. and she can go to parties. She can, in my case, I can go shopping. I can go to thrifting and be around people I've never met before. Yet I'm happy and at ease because God is there with me. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I hope this blesses you. They all are. I feel like I say this every time, but this is a good one. So good. I can turn to the Lord and be at peace. I hope you feel that peace. I hope that you know, no matter what situation you find yourself in, what circumstances you're faced with, you can turn to the Lord and be at peace. He is the peace in the midst of chaos. He is that peace in the midst of the storms. And I hope you feel that. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.